Peace, family. How you all doing? My name is Keisha. I'm the owner of Ascendant Astrology, and I am your astrology coach. Today, I'm going to be doing the mid-month collective reading. I took some time to really meditate on the Sagittarius energies and all the research that I've been doing for the new moon in Sagittarius coming up and just Sagittarius season in general. And I really like this energy, even though, there's always good and bad or whatever. I pulled my cards already, but astrologically speaking, I think this is still gonna be a relief of energy from the Scorpio energies. And so we got some time to kind of come up and get out of that because we have some mutable squares at the end of this month. And then we get to go more into the Sagittarius energies. So, be patient. Okay, it's coming. A release is coming. Happiness is on the way. I'm certainly excited. Anyway, without further ado, I won't hold y'all up too much longer. Because y'all know I can get to talking and whatnot or whatever and be on here for 800 hours. So, of course, the energy always shows up. So I know you guys can't see it, but that's the Jupiter card that came out for the collective messages. So Jupiter's in the house. And if you've been listening to all my other videos, as I've explained, Jupiter rules the ninth house and it also rules Sagittarius. And so this is about growth, expansion, abundance, and every sign and energy has their lower vibrational energies. And since we're still kind of coming up out of this Scorpio energy, not to be picking on Scorpios, because Scorpio has its high vibrations as well. But what I'm saying is, we could have had a lot of dark night of the soul energy where people are kind of pulling away, being ghosted. We also had Neptune, who's retrograde and it's preparing to go direct. And if you remember my video I did from retrograde, Neptune is like people are waking up to other people's bullshit, right? So, the world kind of has a spell, a truth spell on it when Neptune is in retrograde. And so a lot of these things have come to light. And just like any other thing that you go through that can be a little devastating, hurtful, and even bring sadness and leaving you needing to grieve in some way, shape, or form, you know, that can cause for some people to ghost you. You have to let go or take space and kind of do some self-care. And so, wow, I mean, I didn't plan that. Okay. But this is the first house, which is the self and your personality. And so, anytime you have any kind of energy that comes up in the first house, it's always about you. Now, you could be, again, healing and licking your own wounds, if you will, building on your self-esteem. Or this is also you changing your look, gaining weight, losing weight, or kind of building a persona for work, life, and career, or just how you show up to people. So if it's not simply you just changing your style and how you look to make you to so that you can match the healing that you've been doing, in a sense. That's how I'm seeing this. If you've been really working on yourself, doing the work, and you might be ready to have a coming out, and you're like, well, what does that look? What do I want to look like? Who do I want to be in this new phase, if you will, kind of energy? That's how I'm kind of taking that, which is really kind of dope. And then you have a conjunction. And I'm taking this as the conjunction of planets that will be in Sagittarius, which will all be in alignment with whatever it is that you're working on at this time. It's positive and compatibility. So this is when your heart and your mind and your soul are in sync. They're on the same page. They're thinking alike, especially with Venus, Mercury, and the sun coming up will be in conjunction. They'll all be together. That's all a conjunction is. And astrology is when all the planets are aligned in one sign closely together within a five orb. Well, so within a five minute orb of each other. And so, that's how I see this mind, body, soul kind of coming together collectively for the same reasons, which would suggest here that, we are healing through something, we're grieving, we're kind of getting past that. And it's like, okay, I'm ready to come out. I'm ready to kind of stop playing again and getting back out there and being social and being vulnerable, right? What does that look like for me moving forward? And so you want to make sure you're assessing your boundaries and what you've learned from this situation. And really, with Jupiter, it's about dreaming big for any goals or anything that you want, and really being specific about what that is and what that looks like for you. And then the last one was Neptune, which it's not in conjunction to, but it is a sextile to um the energies, because Pisces is, which is what Neptune rules, is the ancient Jupiter is the ancient ruler to the Pisces energy. And so, imagination and transcendence. I've seen this as the clarity that you got now. You're able to come up with some new dreams, maybe even receiving messages, signs, and symbols where you feel like you're being guided or directed towards a different path, or on the same path, but on a higher level. Jupiter is also about seeing the bigger picture to something, especially after Scorpio season. You go through the dark night of the soul, and then you become the Phoenix rising, which I equate to Gemini, Sagittarius energy, because it is about seeing the bigger picture, which is what Phoenix rising is being able to look above something in a different way. And so coming up with allowing you to come up with different perspectives and beliefs around how you're moving forward. Um, Having faith and trusting in your intuition now, knowing now what to look out for and what not to do, right? To get yourself in a situation where you just came out of, right? This could also be traveling. Um, it could be mental travel, actual travel, or going to some kind of retreat, or again, some kind of self-care. This could be very, very, very creative stuff, or a testimony, where you're telling your story, you're sharing your story, you're sharing what you've been through. Because Neptune is the testimony. Jupiter is broadcasting messages, news, information, lessons, because it's the guru. It's your spiritual practice and beliefs, your morals and ethics. It could be um, some kind of education, higher education, or universal law that you're now practicing, and you want to share that with someone, maybe even writing a book if you're not doing an actual like YouTube video, or just talking, or through some kind of radio, any kind of broadcasting news, getting messages out there. Or public speaking, that's what I wanted to say. If it's not publishing, public speaking, or broadcasting, um, yeah, that's kind of like your testimony. And it could change the way you see the world from this point on. You can have a different world perspective because of whatever it is that's coming up for you. And so, y'all know I had to bring in the tarot, because I always feel like tarot can add more pieces to a puzzle of a situation. And so, the Page of Swords, I hope you guys can see this. Let me just, yeah, the Page of Swords. Okay, so this could be you being curious, intellectual, nervous, um, anxious about getting back out there. Um, Yeah, I just think that you're just trying to find your footing and get back on your feet. Now, this could be confrontations. Um, I think people are really talking about what has been going on. That's how I'm viewing this. Um, People might be looking for more emotional intimacy after having been through what they have gone through, maybe some emotional support or just a shoulder to lean on, if you will. Um, After coming out of a situation where perhaps you wasn't getting that. And so another way I think to look at this is that moving into this new energy and setting your new intentions, you could be looking for those things in your relationships now. So to remember to ask the questions around, what people want out of their relationships moving forward. That's how I'm seeing this. Um, and then you got the Nine of Swords. Um, I feel like this can be about fears, learning that your fears are just kind of sort of in your head. Um, if you've been struggling with guilt, remorse, insecurity, or trust, um, or mental health issues, you're learning how to get past that, whether you're getting some kind of help or again receiving some kind of support from family and friends, or you're just talking about it, getting it off your chest. um it's helping you rationalize the fears and where they're really coming from. It's helping you with the anxiety, the guilt, and the remorse. I feel like you're coming out of it though. I really do. I think, like time heals all wounds. It's not going to be like it's going to be um right away, but you're getting there. You're getting there. You're working on getting there. And then you have the Ten of Swords, right? I am saying that right. The Ten of Swords, which means that, a period of time is coming to an end. Um, if you've been suffering bitterness, grief, pain, um, or from some type of failure, something didn't work out the way that you wanted. And you might have seen it coming. Um, it could have been some kind of betrayal through infidelity if this is relationship stuff, or it could be business or business partnerships. um if you're single, this could have been lingering feelings and emotions after a breakup from a past relationship, but you're learning to accept, heal, and move forward from it, like I was saying. I really do feel like people are gonna come out of it with this Sagittarius energy, because Sagittarius is very upbeat, um, abundant energy, very outgoing and happy go lucky kind of energy. And I feel like we're really coming out of that. Um, and when Neptune moves direct, it's like we're learning again some boundaries around those things and how to not get ourselves in those situations by trusting your intuition and things of that nature. So you got the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, you cultivated a skill. I think the skill is faith, trusting your intuition. um you can still have empathy, compassion, and patience, and curiosity, but not at the risk of overdoing it to the point where you forget about your self-improvement and what you're working on. And I feel like that's really a blessing. Um, and I really do feel like a lot of people are going to have those kind of experiences where it's going to be like, you know what, I went through something really bad, but I really did learn from it. I'm accepting it, that I understand now why I had to go through that, so that now you have these set of skills, boundaries that you never ever go past if you don't want to feel that way anymore. That's how I'm viewing this. Be proud of what you had, what you've accomplished, the lessons that you've learned, especially in your relationships. Um, and you get gifts when you pass these tests. This was a test. When you learn these lessons, you get gifts, and you could be, again, just spending more time with people now, getting your emotional support, having people to kind of who surrounded around you, who get you, who understand you, and who's willing to listen, and vice versa. Very sweet and kind, um, reciprocation of energy here. Even if this is a relationship or a job or any issues that you've been having with finances, it's like you might have been struggling with all of those things, not being able to see eye to eye to resolve a problem, but now you are getting there, now you're able to get past it, whether you're keeping the job or moving on, whether you're still struggling financially, but you're working on getting more finances coming into you, but you have to heal first, right? So you can see what to do, which way to move forward. Um, or again, if this is a relationship, maybe you guys was just going through some difficult times, not seeing eye to eye, really just having a hard time understanding one another. And now you're gonna get to a point where, look at that. Somebody's gonna surprise you. They're gonna come back with a message of love, empathy, compassion, understanding, apologies. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I was running from myself, really, right? My emotions, the way that I felt, what I didn't know about myself yet, what was being shown to me about myself, I didn't understand, I didn't like it, and I didn't know how to do that, but I got some support, I got some help, I tended to my wounds, I did some healing, I've really been thinking, and I'm ready to try to do better now. Um, and this play pretend, I just feel like, honestly, the way I'm viewing the play pretend is that it's still gonna hurt for a while. Like I said, only time can heal wounds. And in this process of healing and getting past or over or through something, for a while, you are going to have to act like you really care when you probably really don't. But you can't stay in that situation forever. And not everybody has the luxury of being able to isolate or stay away from certain situations, even though they don't feel good. And so sometimes you have to put on a happy face and go around and still get things done. But deeper on the inside, the work is being done. And it's just like one day at a time. Don't have any high expectations of yourself, because you're still healing. You're still doing the work. You still got to get through some things. But you do have the tools. Now it's just a matter of practice becomes perfection, right? Until you become that actual person that you're working on being. That's how I'm seeing this. And that's exactly, in a nutshell, if I had to do, if you haven't checked out my Jupiter new moon video, go check it out. Even with the Venus and Mercury moving into Sagittarius, that's still like literally on point with how all this is going to be playing out. I love the way the cards really just also kind of, confirm that like where spirit's always on point, like it never disappoints y'all. Okay, so I was gonna do the Jupiter and Taurus video, but I don't know, I need more, I got to do some more research. I don't feel like I have all the pieces that I want for that just yet, so I'm gonna hold off. um until I feel like that's right. But in the meantime, I'm going to get back on doing my Venus series, starting with Leo next. So I hope that you guys found this information helpful, and everything else I'll be putting out and have put out. I love and appreciate y'all. Peace.